toughness and genius. As I said many times in my campaign, we want every child in America to have the opportunity to climb the ladder to success. I want every child also to have a safe community, and we're going to do that very much. We're going to be helping you a lot. A great school, and someday to get a really well-paying job, or better, own their own company, and a lot of people are looking at that. But it all begins with education, and that's why we're here this morning. And I'm here also to celebrate a little bit with Betsy, because we started this journey a long time ago, having to do with choice and so many other good things with education, and I'm so happy that that all worked out. Right now, too many of our children don't have the opportunity to get that education that we all talk about. Millions of poor, disadvantaged students are trapped in failing schools, and this crisis, and it really is a crisis of education and communities working together, but not working out, and we're going to change it around, especially for the African American communities. It's been very, very tough and unfair, and I know that's a priority, and it's certainly a priority of mine. That's why I want every single disadvantaged child in America, no matter what their background or where they live, to have a choice about where they go to school. And it's worked out so well in some communities where it's been properly run and properly done, and it's a terrific thing. Charter schools in particular have demonstrated amazing gains and results, and you look at the results. We have cases in New York City that have been amazing in providing education to disadvantaged children, and the success of so many different schools that I can name throughout the country that I got to see during the campaign. I went to one in Las Vegas. It was the most unbelievable thing you've ever seen, and they've done a fantastic job. So there are many, many such schools, and we want to do that on a large-scale basis. We can never lose sight of the connection between education and jobs. I'm bringing a lot of jobs back. We're bringing a lot of big plants back into the country. Everyone said it was impossible, and before I even took office, we started the process, and tremendous numbers of plants are coming back into this country, car plants and other plants. I have meetings next week with 4 or 5 different companies, big ones that are going to bring massive numbers of jobs back. So we're doing it from the job standpoint, but education only makes it better. Our goal is a clear and very safe community, great schools, and we want those jobs that are high-paying jobs. We've lost a lot of our best jobs to other countries, and we're going to bring them back. So I'm going to do my job, and Betsy at the education level will do her job. And just to do it very, very formally, I want to congratulate you on having gone through a very tough trial and a very unfair trial, and you won. And there's something very nice about that. And I'll tell you, the real winner will be the children. I guess a couple of adults will be in those classes, but will be the children of this country, and I just want to congratulate you.
Thank you, Mr.
Fantastic job.
Thank you very much.
Perhaps we'll go around the room, and everybody knows our fantastic Vice President and Mike Pence, but if we went around the room, it would be very nice. So why don't we start? Go ahead. Betsy, you might want to say a few words first.
Well, Mr. President, Mr. Vice President, I am just very honored to have the opportunity to serve America's students, and I'm really excited to be here today with parents and educators representing traditional public schools, charter public schools, home schools, private schools, a range of choices, and we're eager to listen and learn from you, your ideas for how we can ensure that all of our kids have an equal opportunity for a high-quality, great education, and therefore an opportunity for the future. So again, I'm just honored to have the opportunity to serve and looking forward to fulfilling the mission that you've set forward.
It's our honor, believe me, Betsy. Kenneth?
Ken Smith, educator, helping at-risk kids get through school. Vice President, actually has the largest application of Jobs for America's graduates in the country. And in a minute we'll talk about that as a solution.
Great, good. Laura?
Laura Parrish. I'm from Falls Church, Virginia, and I homeschool my 10 and my 13-year-old.
Good, very good. Mary?
My name is Mary. I'm a charter school parent here in D.C. My kids go to the best school in America.
You think, huh?
I know.
I like that.
Oh, I guess we'll skip you.
Really? Is that right? Wow. Jennifer?
I am Jennifer Coleman. I am from Prince William County, Virginia. I am the mother of 6, and I homeschool my oldest 4. They're grades kindergarten through 7. And before that, I was a private school teacher.
Very good.
Bartholomew Sorenza. I'm a parent of 7. My kids have gone through both private and public school, and I see differences. And
Big difference.
big difference.
Okay, very good.
Good morning, I'm Julie. I teach special education at a public school in New Jersey.
Good. Very good, thank you.
Hi, I'm Jane Quenville, and I'm a principal of a special ed center in Virginia, serving children ages 5 through 22 with autism and physical and medically fragile conditions.
How is that going?
Well,
Have you seen a big increase in the autism with the children?
yes. In fact, our school has shifted its population, so more children with autism, definitely.
So what's going on with autism? When you look at the tremendous increase, it's such an incredible, it's really a horrible thing to watch, the tremendous amount of increase. Do you have any idea? And you're seeing it in the school.
Yes, I think the statistics, I believe, are 1 in 66, 1 in 68 children are diagnosed with autism.
Now it's coming even lower than that, which is just amazing. Well, maybe we can do something.
I am Carol Bonilla. I teach Spanish in a private elementary school in Arlington. I teach the students from 4th through 8th grade.
Very good, thank you.
Good morning, Mr. Vice President, Mr. President. My name is Amy Viana. I'm the parent of 2 children, 5th grade and 2nd grade, and I live right outside of Raleigh, North Carolina in Cary, and I'm also a former educator in public and private schools.
Fantastic, thank you. Well, thank you all very much. Let's get going. Okay, thank you very much, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
What the White House knew or didn't know and who in the White House knew or didn't know. All I can tell you is that General Flynn, as a National Security Advisor to the President, continued in that role, and the President also wants me to refer everyone to the comments of Charles Krauthammer last night on a different network, wherein he makes the point that it's not this contact or this incident necessarily, it's the misleading of the Vice President or the incomplete information. It's either, it's being dishonest or forgetful.
Well,
I'd like to say that General Flynn had a 30-plus year honorable career in the military. He's one of the chief intelligence officers, key intelligence officers of a generation. And we're sorry for this situation, but the President accepted his resignation and he's moving on.
But I understand what you're saying there, Kellyanne, but this is exactly the point. 3 weeks ago, the Justice Department told the White House that General Flynn was misleading the Vice President, was misleading the public about his contacts with the Russians. You had that information. The White House had that information, chose to keep General Flynn in his job, chose not to correct the record, chose not to tell the public what they knew about General Flynn's phone calls. How could that be?
But George, again, I'm not here to say who knew what when, because first of all, that would be divulging information that is highly sensitive, and secondly, I don't know all the details. I haven't spoken to everyone that you're talking about in that instance. It's a very fluid situation. It was obviously very fluid into the night. We were here very late last night. The upshot of it is that General Flynn did have a conversation with Vice President Pence, apart from what you're saying in printed reports, and General Flynn assured Vice President Pence something that turned out to not be true. And that's really the key here. I think that General Flynn, in the end, decided he was a lightning rod. He did not want to be a distraction, and he tendered his resignation last night because what he had provided the Vice President either was a product of misleading information or forgetfulness, and neither one was sustainable long term.
Kellyanne, I got to get to the bottom of this here. You asked to come on this morning at the President's request. The President wants you to come out and speak for the White House this morning. Do you know if the President was told 3 weeks ago, when Sally Yates told the White House counsel that General Flynn had been compromised, do you know if the President was told that?
I do not know that, George.
Do you know if the Vice President was told that?
I do not know that.
Do you know why the White House chose not to correct the record for those 3 weeks?
Well, again, you're presuming that all the information you have there is completely factual and who knew what when. And this is very fluid. I mean, the bottom line is that as time wore on, as everybody continued in their roles, it became increasingly apparent particularly over the weekend when General Flynn clarified his own earlier statement, George, a statement that he had provided to the Vice President and that other members of the administration, frankly, went out and publicly repeated, which is that he had not discussed a certain topic in his conversations with the Russian ambassador. And so when General Flynn clarified those comments that it's possible and he could not recall, that accelerated matters in a way that was different. And that's where we are today.
It is a fact that the Justice Department did tell the White House counsel, Don McGahn, information almost 3 weeks ago. Final question. You said late yesterday afternoon that the President had full confidence in General Flynn. How could that be true?
Now, the President's very loyal. It just became unsustainable, and the President late last night accepted the resignation of General Flynn. Today he's moving on. It just became clear that we'll need to have acting National Security Advisor General Keith Kellogg in the role. He's been working very closely with the President for a number of months. And then, of course, we've been talking about former Navy SEAL and Vice Admiral Harward and David Petraeus as well, General Petraeus, as possible permanent replacements.
Kellyanne Conway, thanks very much.
Thanks, George.
And it's pretty clear from that these questions to the White House just beginning.